Hi, welcome to the first day of the What's the Stitch campaign. My name is Johanna Fortescue. I am a senior college student and I'm studying journalism and media communications and history. So each of these daily videos is going to be something different. I'll talk about either some facts about what the impact of the fashion industry is on the environment or people around the world, and I'll also talk about some tips and tricks and how I've learned to be sustainable with clothing, how to buy on a budget, things like that. So today I'm just going to go over what the 14 items I'm going to use are, because I want you to have a decent overview of what my clothing options look like for the next 2 weeks. And I'm also just going to tell you a little bit about how I got into sustainable fashion. So I have always loved clothing. I grew up shopping with my mom all the time, and I always used to consume large quantities of clothing. I would go to places like Forever 21 every week, every 2 weeks, because I felt like I needed to constantly refresh my wardrobe, all these cool trends. I loved all these clothes, I needed all these clothes made me feel confident, and I really realized at a certain point after I joined the Fair Trade Club at CSU that I was consuming a lot of clothing that was negatively impacting the environment, that was probably ending up in landfills, and that was going to be negatively affecting the people that made it. So I decided to make a shift, and I looked at the way that I consumed clothing and looked at what clothing I actually enjoyed, what clothing I went back to all the time, what I wore the most, really looked at what my actual personal style was, and started to focus on buying less clothing, buying better clothing, and wearing things that I truly loved and that came from more sustainable sources. So I decided to do this project to kind of demonstrate that you can still love fashion and you can still be sustainable at the same time. You can express yourself through clothing but have less of it and still be more expressive. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through the 14 items here. When I was picking them, I tried to pick things that were versatile. I, in general, wear a lot of collared shirts, pencil skirts. That's just kind of what my style is, and a lot of monochrome stuff. I have a lot of black and white and very neutral colors and denim and things like that. So things like that lend themselves well to a more minimalistic wardrobe. So that's kind of what I looked at when picking these 14 items, and they do include shoes, coats, dresses, pants, skirts, and shirts. So kind of an overview of the basic stuff. So why don't I go ahead and start with my shoes. I've got 2 pairs. These ones are some little black boots. I wear them very, very often in the fall and winter, and I believe that I received these ones as a gift, so I don't think that the brand is very sustainable. It's Esprit, but they were a gift, so I didn't have too much control over those. And then these are my other pair of shoes. They're a pair of longer black boots, and these ones I've had since I want to say freshman or sophomore year of high school, so those are at least 6 years old. So I don't know where they came from, but I think I've gotten enough use out of them that they are not having too much of a negative impact. And the next things are going to be my coats. So this is my main fall to winter kind of transition coat. It is a leather pea coat, and I thrifted that one on a site called ThredUp, which is an online consignment store. And thrifting can be more sustainable than buying something new, because you're not introducing new textiles into the market, you're saving something from going to landfill, and you're not contributing to the system that keeps a lot of garment workers and small farmers down. So another jacket, which I also thrifted, is my small black fake leather jacket. I got that one at a Savers. And now I've got one dress, which is this black polka dot dress. The brand is Walter Baker, and I thrifted this on ThredUp as well. And then up next, I have one cardigan here. It's kind of a long pink magenta sweater, and I got that one at Target along with the denim pencil skirt that I am wearing and this denim shirt, which is one of my 4 shirts. And I did that this summer, which is kind of a break from my normal rule of fair trade or secondhand, because I wanted to get some really strong basic pieces that I would wear in tons of outfits. So some versatile denim stuff, and that cardigan I wear all the time. I think I've already probably worn them 30 times, which is kind of the standard for how many times you should use something for it to be a sustainable clothing purchase. And Target is also making a lot of strides into committing to have some ethically sourced cotton and reducing water waste and reducing the use of chemicals in their clothing, and have set some very strong goals for 2020. So I felt like that was a good middle ground of a place that I could afford, and some pieces of clothing that I could break my rule for as long as I was going to use them throughout my wardrobe a lot of the time. And then my other 3 shirts are the white one that I'm wearing, which I thrifted at a Savers. This white t-shirt, which is a Beyond the Label shirt. Beyond the Label started out as a series of educational events where you did t-shirt exchanges and such. This t-shirt's made of 50% recycled cotton and 50% recycled water bottles. So they go around and educate people about sustainable clothing and have a book coming out. So that's one of my favorite shirts. And then I have my Walk the Moon shirt here, which I love to wear because it's comfortable and goes with a lot of things. And concert shirts are kind of the only thing that I make an exception to my rules for in terms of buying sustainable clothing. I believe that's a Gildan shirt, which is definitely not super sustainably produced, but is a way to support artists. So it's kind of about drawing the balance. And then I have 3 pairs of pants, and with here, one is these jeans, which were gifted to me by a friend. I believe they're H&M, which is someplace I usually do not shop, but since they were hand-me-downs. And then I have this pair of black pants, which I thrifted. And finally, this pair of striped pants, which are from People Tree, which is a fair trade clothing brand. So those are the 14 items that I will be using throughout the week. I will be taking photos of my outfit every single day and posting them to my Instagram, which is Johanna_Elise_. And I will be going into more detail about different elements of the fashion industry and how you can be more sustainable with your clothing, and talking more about things like the 30-day rule and what fair trade is, and how thrifting is different from buying from ethical sources and things like that. So that is all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.